The biggest issue that we have with vendors as they come on the platforms is they have the field of dreams mentality. If you build it, they will come. And the people think if you put an offer up on affiliate marketplace, it gets thousands of affiliates to check it out daily, that your offer is just going to get promoted. And it's super not that way.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Ecom Life. Today we have a special guest, Alex. How you doing, man?
Dude, so good, John. Thank you for having me today.
All right. Well, Alex Gunoe. I never know how to pronounce your last name. Did I butcher it?
Yeah, man. Gunoe. It's French. Originally, I think when they came across the ocean, it was actually spelled with like 2 N's and 2 O's, and then there was like a U in there someplace. Eventually, just kept getting chopped off and chopped off and chopped off. So.
All right, well, I'm glad I got it right. And Alex he's the director of business development for Digistore24. Is that right?
Yep, director of business development for Digistore24.
Dude,
and then our top 2.5 years, about 2.5 years with him.
2.5 years, wow. And so today we're going to have a fascinating conversation. We're actually talking before the podcast here about some AI stuff that you had been digging into, which is going to be fun.
Super.
But before we get into that, Alex, tell me a little bit about your background. Like, how did you even get into affiliate marketing? And
for sure, man.
Tell us his journey with that.
Dude, that is my favorite question whenever I talk to anybody in the industry. Is always like, well, tell me how you ended up here, because nobody ever like grew up being like, I'm gonna do affiliate sales, right? Like I'm gonna work in it and I'm gonna not create anything and trying to sell other people's products and do whatever. For me, I was a kid who moved around everywhere, like all over the world. My dad was in the military, and how I always made friends was with sports. And so I fell in love with sports. I was a football player, a wrestler. And growing up, I just decided, you know what? I want to keep helping kids this way. So I got into PE. I got a degree in physical education and coaching. I was a PE teacher for like 6 years. And you know what they say is those that can't teach and those that can't teach gym. And that's what I did, right? So I was a PE teacher. I just goofed off all day. But I wanted to get closer to home. I was living in Utah and I wanted to get closer to Idaho. So the only way to do that, I left education and I opened a CrossFit / MMA fight gym. Right. And so I opened up this gym. And if anybody's ever told you, hey, you could make a lot of money if you own a gym, they're straight lying to you. Right? Because it is not a money-making industry. It's a passion project. And so it was really cool. I mean, we were doing okay for a while, but it just was never going to get to the point where it was like, hey, I can hire employees and be a business owner. And that's when I started seeing videos with Alex Hormozi. And for people who are in the industry, like everybody knows Alex Hormozi, right? And so he started doing a thing called Gym Launch, where he was teaching gym owners how to use the internet to get people in their gyms. And so I started doing that. And it was really, really great. We tripled in size. I think we almost quadrupled in size in the space of like 4 months. Got really, really big. And then Facebook caught on to the fact that we were making money. And so they slapped us back down. Lead costs skyrocketed. At that point, I didn't even know how to like track data. And I didn't have a spreadsheet to see how much I was spending. So it just got nuts, right? And that was cool. But I started learning internet marketing to bring people in the gym. And then COVID happened, which was even worse than the Facebook slap. Gyms got completely shut down and I just needed a job. And so I had a friend who had been a client and worked at Digistore. They said it might be a good fit. Like I knew how to sell, because if you're a gym guy, you know how to sell. I was getting money from people to do something they didn't want to do, to wake up early and do it, so I could talk them into it. And then I started new internet marketing. So I lied during the interview. And
are you allowed to admit this, Alex?
I can admit this. I've said the cop to it. I lied during the interview, and they were just like, they always say like, well, you own this gym. Do you think you're going to be able to like dedicate all your attention to this? And I was like, oh yeah, the gym just like runs itself right now. I'm sort of just bored. I'm looking for a new challenge. This is what I want to do. And my intention was work until gyms open back up again and then quit and go back to the gym. That was my plan. But I started doing it. I started doing this, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, this is actually way better than owning a gym. This is fantastic. So I had like freedom. I could travel wherever I wanted. My fiance, now wife, she lived in Peru. She's from Peru. So I was able to travel back and forth really frequently and spend long periods of time there. I got to hang out. And for me, I'm a creative dude. And so for my job role, I get to talk to businesses and see endless opportunity with what they're doing and give them ideas about how they could like grow their business more and more. And so it sort of lets me be like a business related artist, I guess, somewhat. And so I just can like paint these pictures for people all day. And so then I just decided, hey, like, why are we doing this gym thing? I tried to be like an owner and just pay other people to run it for me. But then Delta happened, then Omicron happened. And then I was just like, I'm out. So then I sold it and went all in on the Digistore 24 lifestyle. That's
awesome, man. That is a crazy story. I knew you were in the gym business, but I didn't know the full story behind that, man.
Yeah.
So moral of the story, you need a lie. Moral of the story, you need a lie in job and interviews. Like,
yeah, man.
If you learn nothing else from this podcast, that's it, right?
No, it was good. It was good.
That's awesome, man. So can you tell us, some people aren't going to know what Digistore 24 is. Could you tell us kind of a high level overview of what Digistore 24 is, what you guys do?
For sure. So Digistore 24 is an online platform that helps both people trying to sell products and people that have an audience of some sort or the ability to capture attention online. And we help them out in a couple of different ways. So if you're selling an online product, we help you out by having like an incredibly high converting cart. Most people, when they come to us, their conversion rate on their cart ends up boosting 15 to 20 to 30%. And so it can take things that are not scalable and all of a sudden make them scalable. Lots of split testing tools, like all sorts of stuff, incredible payment processing. And most people don't realize that when they're launching their business. They think if like they do all of their part, it'll just be successful. But there's all these little things around payment processing that you could get hurdles, like processing companies can just all of a sudden shut you down if you blow up, and they can shut you down because they panic and they'll shut you down, hold your money for 6 months. They can turn you off completely if they want to cancel you. There's all sorts of things. So we help with a lot of that. And then we also connect these product owners to affiliates, people that have attention. That could be an email list owner, a Facebook media ad buyer. It could be somebody who's got like an organic social media audience. It could be somebody who just like posts about knitting on Pinterest. And we have products that fit those niches. And then you can sell somebody else's product and make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what's so awesome about affiliate marketing. That's how I got my start too in internet marketing, is affiliate marketing. And so you quit your gym and you go to work for Digistore. You mentioned you got addicted kind of to the whole affiliate marketing thing. Was there anything specifically that excited you about affiliate marketing when you started working there at Digistore? What was it that kind of moved the needle for you?
You know, one is, once again, I'm a good liar. Like that's just like professionally. I'm just like really, sorry, not lying, acting. Good at acting. And so it spawns from the fact that I moved around my whole life. And so I lived in the city. I lived in the country. I went to 14 schools before I graduated high school. Really? My dad was in the Army and we moved so much. And so everywhere I went, I reinvented myself. And what is super cool about affiliate marketing is that you have the opportunity to reinvent yourself. You're never locked into one product line. And once you become a product owner, you sort of go television, like I have to make this thing grow and everything's revolving around this thing. A lot of times it could be, I mean, you know, it's like nobody wants to hear that their kid's ugly, but sometimes your business is ugly, but it's your baby. So you can't cut it loose. You're like so invested, where you can be much more successful if you just let it go. And affiliates have that luxury because they're not tied down to a product, is that they can find the best things, the things that are trending right now, things that excite them, and then launch a project around it and grow that audience for that product, sell it, and move on whenever they're ready to.
That's the lure, man. I don't know about you, but did you know, you didn't know anything about affiliate marketing beforehand, right?
No, I mean,
or a little bit. while you're doing internet marketing.
I knew how to put a free ebook on the internet and then convince people to come to my gym via an SMS campaign, but had no idea about affiliate marketing. I would have been way successful as a gym owner if I'd known about affiliate marketing. I would have integrated so many products. Like Alex Ramosi talks about this all the time, is people are way more willing to pay money for a supplement than they are for a gym membership. I could have done so many different types of affiliate products and bring that into my audience of a gym. Like, I think every physical business should be doing way more affiliate work. Yeah. Just don't know it exists.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just thinking about my own journey into internet marketing. And what blew my mind, man, it almost seems, it's almost like you're using cheat codes. Like it's a lie that you can just make money I hate to use the word expression easy because we talked about it on your podcast. It's a business, right? You have to commit to it. But at the same time, man, it's wild. And you would know more. You know some of these big affiliates, just the millions of dollars you can make from anywhere in the world without owning a physical product. I mean, it's just mind blowing how exciting that is. And totally legitimate too. I mean, it's one of those things that it's almost should be illegal, right?
No, I think it's super interesting. Some of these like high level Facebook buyers, it's so simple to make this money, but it's also difficult. Like they have to tune out so much to just focus in on one thing and become so incredibly good at it. But once they do it and it pops, it just seems like they're printing money. It's really cool, but it usually takes a whole bunch of failure, right? A whole bunch of failure before you get to that. But once you get to that point, it seems pretty cool.
I know. It's just, and it's weird. Obviously you have a life outside of work. Most people have no clue about this, and it's just, again, just exciting to know that there's this way to make money that is so scalable and can bring you literally riches, And so I wanted to ask you, and I don't know if you're comfortable sharing this, but is a couple of questions. First, is there an affiliate out there that you were just like, you're just blown away by how much money they're making? And would you mind sharing a little bit about, not to them specifically by name, but what they're promoting or how they're making their money? Like what channels?
So here's the crazy thing. I'll tell you, this is a crazy thing that it blows my mind that they're able to make as much money as they do doing what they're doing right now. It's it's crazy too. It's because they're all in Brazil. So there's like this community of people that have figured out how to push erectile dysfunction supplements. These Brazilian dudes, nobody else can push this sort of traffic. It's very difficult because it's very black hat, and they've been able to do it in Brazil, and they're like the only ones, and they're making so much money because Facebook is trying to play whack-a-mole with them. So they pop up and they start promoting it over here on Facebook, like boom, and it shuts them down. They run over here and they start promoting over here, and then boom, and it's just crazy. They're doing like really well for themselves, and the offers, we have a great time at work talking about, because the offers, the names are crazy, and they're doing really well. And so it's pretty crazy. They're making money. I was like, I had no idea that you could just put in running Facebook ads to this one niche product.
It's crazy, man. I mean, I'm in the physical product space and I've sold a lot there, and sometimes I'm like blown away by what sells. But as half Brazilian myself, I got to say I'm very proud of my Brazilian brother and for cracking the code.
They got it
on ED.
These black account affiliates all running. There's a huge community of them.
That's awesome. So, besides the other part of the question was, and maybe you already answered it, but is there an offer out there that you're like, there's no way this thing sells, but it's like crushing, like maybe because you would think there was an audience for it, or it's just a crazy product. You're like, there's no way this is going to sell. Do you have any stories or products like that? That you can share?
I don't think we have any. I mean, you already heard about Gorilla Flow, so I don't think I can come up with anything more outrageous than Gorilla Flow. But there's products that really surprised me that the sales pages sell. There's sometimes it's like, you can look at a product and see like, hey, like this sales page is very attractive. It's a great looking video sales letter. It looks incredibly professional, and that can bomb. It can tank. And a lot of times they drop $15,000, $20,000 into coming up with this video to run to sell, and it can just nosedive. And then another offer can just be like incredibly rudimentary. It's just all white. It just looks like somebody typed it up on like WordPress, and all of a sudden it makes money. So it's very interesting. It makes it difficult for us to guess which offer is going to hit and which offer is not. With like a refined eye, you can start to afterwards, you start to dissect it and sort of look at it and say, okay, well, now I start seeing incongruencies in the sales letters, or I see just different issues here and there. That's why it didn't convert. But it's just very difficult to know what's really going to hit and what isn't.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Like this, I've always wondered that, because you see so many sales letters, and you know they're crushing it because you're seeing their native ads everywhere. You're seeing them everywhere.
And 90 minutes. 90 minutes. Yes. Who's going to watch 90 minutes? We keep saying that everybody's attention span is like 30 seconds because of TikTok. But they watch 90-minute sales letters and then spend $400 on something.
I mean, that's what people do with our offer. So I get it. Well, let me ask you this too, Alex, and I'm going to ask this selfishly because we are actually a vendor on Digistore 24.
Oh, I just had no idea. I had no idea.
In case you didn't know, but I'm just curious, what are some of the mistakes a vendor makes when they're putting their offer out there? Are there some key things that you guys notice?
Yeah, man.
The offers and what they don't sell?
I can tell you a whole bunch. So the biggest issue that we have with vendors is they come on the platforms is they have the field of dreams mentality. If you build it, they will come. And the people think if you put an offer up on affiliate marketplace that gets thousands of affiliates to check it out daily, that your offer is just going to get promoted and it's going to explode. And it's super not that way. It's an incredibly competitive marketplace, right? You have to think of it just in the same frameworks as you think about when you're trying to sell a product. You jump on an affiliate marketplace, the buyer is the affiliate now. And you are trying to sell to the affiliate. And so everything you do on the marketplace is trying to sell your product. And so many people just put it there and then leave expecting it to make money. And you really have to hunt for affiliates yourself, look for people with audiences. It's simple to look for them, but nobody does it. Like I honestly think you could hire a 15-year-old girl with an Instagram account and just have her start DMing micro influencers and just being like, hey, we've got this product, like you should run it. But nobody does that. I think that some other big issues that vendors have when they come on to a platform is we see a lot of times that their teams suck. So, and this is some of the biggest offers, like I'm not going to name them, but there's some huge influencers that have their own product. And because of their influence on social media, the offer sort of grows, right? It just makes a lot of money, but they're probably only making half of what they could if they had a good team around them. Most of the time they say, oh, money's coming in, so my team must be good. And that's not the case. Most people, their team is not super put together. And then I think that the last thing is just people don't test. So they put an offer up on a platform and they're like, here, man, let's give this to the affiliates. And they'll give me like email copy that's never been tested. Or they'll give me media assets that's never been tested. And then it doesn't work for the affiliate. Like you got to put in some effort, test, split test, run a lot of tests. I think like you should always be putting like a budget towards split testing all the time. Just not when it's like good or bad, just all the time.
Yeah. No, that's huge. And that's something we've tried to do as well, is run our own media to it. And, you know, it's converting. So yeah, those are actually really great nuggets, man. So now on the affiliate side, what are some of the myths or maybe mistakes that affiliates make when they get into this business?
I like to describe affiliates as blood-sucking vampires. They're like, most of the affiliates that I talk to, all they care about is like make as much money as humanly possible right now. And they don't think about themselves as a business. A lot of times they're one-man shops. And so they don't have a business mentality. They have a consumer mentality. And they're just like, I need money. I need money. And what I think a lot of them don't think about is, what can I do now to build a relationship with the vendor? Like a lot of these guys will come in and And people will try to get like more percentage points out of the vendor. Like vendors giving away 65%. Hey, can I get 70%? Instead of earning the respect and trust of this vendor, right? Starting to make consistent sales for them and then going to them and making an ask. I think that if you create relationships with these vendors as an affiliate, and you actually think of them as partners, right? Not just as an affiliate offer, but as like a long-term partner that in 10 years, you're going to be promoting another offer of theirs, a new offer that they come out with. If you do that, sometimes you can get in when the offer is like brand new before it gets overly saturated. Sometimes you can get like more percentage points. I think that affiliates oftentimes are solitary beasts that like to just like hang out. I'm not going to say in their mother's basement, but some of them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And if they would join a community and share, they could grow well. That's one of the biggest things that we see is that if you have one super affiliate, somebody who's just like the type of person that can make $50,000 worth of sales in one day, he never just hangs out by himself. He's got a group of 10 to 20 other affiliates that they all share wins. They all promote the same stuff. And so if one person finds a winner, he then informs the rest of the tribe. And they're all their own individual businesses, but they inform each other rather than trying to keep their secrets. They share to a community, and that can be really, really big when they're trying to grow. And then I think that the last thing that I think affiliates miss a lot of times is they want to promote the number one offer. And the number one offer usually has 1,000 affiliates promoting it. And odds are they're better than you. Maybe if you decide, hey, I'm going to go down to the second page of an affiliate marketplace and look if there's something there that fits me, it can be much less promoted. And it maybe doesn't get as high of an AOV, but it'll last longer rather than burning out really quickly. A lot of times that vendor is more willing to work with you because the whole, if you're on top of it and everybody's coming to you, why would I give a deal? Right? Whereas if you're a guy who's like looking for traffic, sometimes you're willing to work with somebody.
Yeah. Oh man, those are amazing golden nuggets. Yeah. I think that point you made about going for the number one, I know as an affiliate, I used to do that. And yeah, I mean, you probably see a lot of offers that may not be getting some traction that it should, but it's actually a really good offer, you know? And so there's some gold out there. Well, you know, the one thing I wanted to touch on was our conversation before the podcast actually was pretty fascinating. You had recently gone to, was it CopyCon? Was that the name?
Copy Accelerator Live.
Okay. Yeah. And you were mentioning, and this fits into, I think, obviously affiliate marketing, just the evolution of AI and how it's making its impact in all industries. And just curious to hear your thoughts on how AI is going to impact the copywriting side of affiliate offers and what guys are putting out there.
Yeah. So first off, big plug to Copy Accelerator Live. If you've never gone to Copy Accelerator Live, like you really should. It's a great membership. There's a couple different versions of the Copy Accelerator Mastermind that you can join. They do a couple of live events. They also do weekly calls. They post up a lot of their old content so you can view it. And Stephen Georgi just does like an amazing job of curating an event where he brings the most interesting people in. And in this last mastermind, I kid you not, was the most powerful mastermind that I've ever gone to. I felt like I learned more than I ever have at any other event. I think that it's changing the way that we're going to be doing stuff at Digistore 24. I think it's also changing the way that I individually do things, even outside of my business world. And we have so many Instagram gurus that post like these top 5 AI tools to whatever. And what's really crazy is like all those dudes are using the AI to create those videos. And so they're not necessarily putting in a ton of thought to it. I think that what we saw in copywriting is like, yes, you can use AI to do content and content fast and content at mass. But Barry Belcher spoke about how if you're just using AI to do content, then you're stupid. And that was what, like, I've been using AI now for a year and a half, way before ChatGPT. People were talking about, like, I was already doing stuff on Jasper. And he just made me open my eyes to like these way bigger possibilities than just doing content. With the copywriters, there's always going to be a need for a copywriter because the AI isn't foolproof like ChatGPT. I think a lot of people don't know this. ChatGPT isn't connected to the internet, right? So the data set that it pulled information to create its artificial intelligence shut in 2021. So any content that's come out in the last 2 years, right, isn't part of that data set. And so when you're like, for interesting with social media, right, for TikTok, you have to stay up with like the new trends. But like if you're using ChatGPT to try to pull the newest data trends, like those are old. But what's interesting is like ChatGPT, a lot of people don't know this, it will lie to you. And so copywriters that aren't careful will get lied to by ChatGPT, and it will make a story sound incredibly real. You'll ask for like create this tell a real story about this that happened, whatever, and it'll make it seem like it's super real. And then when you follow up, you can then even ask it like, hey, that's not real. And it'll apologize to you. And be like, oh yeah, sorry. I was trying to help you out.
I had no idea. Yeah. I figured everything it said was real.
No, man. So it'll apologize. It just like made a story up. It cited a quote to a person, but it knew you wanted it to do. And so it'll lie to you. And so the copywriters now, they're going to be able to create massive amounts of content, but there's going to be more like copy chiefs now, where they're coming in and spotting problems and they're doing different things. When we were at the event, talked to a really cool dude. So he's one of the original Silicon Valley, like, goof-offs that changed the world. And I asked him, we were at dinner, and I asked him, like, so explain to me, you can go to so many different events and do these things. Why did you come to talk to copywriters? Like, why did you come to this event? Like, it seemed too small for him. And he said was because like he figured things out by hacking computers and phone companies and stuff like that. And what he said is the people that hack AI will be copywriters. And if you jump on ChatGPT, sometimes you can ask it a question and it'll say, sorry, I'm AI. I'm not allowed to do a certain thing. And if you can rephrase the question, all of a sudden it will give you the answer. And so you have to change it. You have to hack it. It's been given parameters not to answer things. And you can work your way around with words. And so that's the reason he came there, is because he wanted to speak to the people that were going to be the hackers of the future, because the hackers of the future aren't going to be dudes that are like, no backroom code. They're going to be people that just know how to use their words, people that know how to come up with stuff. Sort of people who like to lie a little bit in job descriptions. Like, that's my goal, is to be the dude who hacks AI. But like, it was just super interesting. And if you haven't seen it, within Copy Accelerator, they've got this like amazing video where Stefan does this 6-hour sales letter, where in like 6 hours writes this sales letter that usually would take a copywriter just like days and days and days. And at the end of it, they give it like a 7.5 out of 10. And they're able to do it in just a couple hours. And so you're going to be able to produce great content. And it reduces learning curves. It's just it's so good. It's such a good event. So good.
It's pretty incredible. I almost look like, the copywriters, especially, right? I feel like they're almost going to be like programmers. You're going to be more of a programmer than an actual, someone that puts down content.
Yeah.
I just get the sense that so many jobs are going to be like that with AI, where not just on the copywriting side of ChatGPT, but AI is going to do all sorts of things.
Yeah. And
I just feel you're gonna have to have more of like a programming mind or a project management mind to do those tasks versus actually doing the task, because the task itself is becoming commoditized. Is that a word? Yeah, it's just a commodity. Just the writing is a commodity. And so the more AI becomes relevant, the smarter it becomes. I just feel like, those roles are going to shift into more project management, development. I don't know if you share that same opinion, but
no, man, I think that I think people that dream big are going to have incredible opportunities now where there's less resistance to create big things. You're able to do it without having to create whole teams and manage as many people and do this stuff. If it's something interesting, I don't know when this is going to air, but there's a really great event. I'm sure it's going to be great coming up in April. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Perry Belcher in Las Vegas at the Venetian is hosting the AI Bot Summit. And it's going to be like he in an hour and a half. I kid you not. It was this. I think everybody in the room, we wanted to stand and applaud, but we were too mind blown. And so we all just sat in silence and just stared.
Really?
When he got off the stage. And I've been where he's given a similar type speech like 2 years ago. But this new one was the one where it's basically like, I'm so stupid for just thinking about AI is doing my content for me. And the stuff that he's going to be talking about at this event is crazy. And if an hour and a half blew my mind, 3 days it'd be like Moses coming down from the mountaintop, right? It's going to have a glowy shine on me as I come to it.
Dude, I know you like to lie, so you're not an affiliate for this guy. No?
I am not an affiliate for Perry Belcher. I am not an affiliate for Perry Belcher. But like when he talks about in his sales letter, which was probably written by AI, one of the cool things that he says, like, so why is this important to him? It's because he believes that in the next 12 months, businesses that don't jump onto AI are going to be left in the dust. And then in the next 12 months, he thinks there's going to be an insane amount of millionaires that just pop up out of nowhere because of some of the stuff that they're going to do with AI. And this is like, they're going to use cheap AI products that are like $500 a month to create huge empires. And he wants to be in the center of a room full of people that have that vision so that he can be part of this group of people that will be the next wave of change, the new internet, the new cell phone, right? AI will be this new thing and he wants to be in the middle of it. And I definitely want to be in it too. So I will be there.
Nice, man. That's amazing. You got your little coffee mug there. Do you want to plug your podcast too?
Guys, Coffee and Cash every Monday morning, right, on YouTube. If you go to digistore24.com, Coffee and Cash, 15-minute episodes. Talk about some of the best offers, plus a little bit of education, some stuff, right? And this coffee mug actually was a gift from Quadra.
Hey,
it's beautiful.
Print on demand, baby, right?
Drop shipping.
Look at that.
At its finest, right?
There you go. Well, we're glad you got it. Yeah. So
for sure.
Well, thanks, Alex, so much for your time today. That was really, really amazing. And I think you gave some amazing tips for the vendor side of affiliate marketing, but also the affiliates themselves. And so, guys, thanks for tuning in to Ecom Life. Make sure you follow us on all our social channels, Ecom Life Podcast, and we will talk to you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Ecom Life Podcast. Ecom Life Podcast is produced by Quadra. Monetize your creativity with Quadra, an e-commerce platform created by sellers for sellers. To learn more, visit goquadra.com. We appreciate your time and hope today's episode has enriched your understanding of the online business world. If you enjoyed today's episode and would like to stay up to date with the latest trends, strategies, and success stories, please consider subscribing to the podcast and following us on social media at Ecom Life Podcast.